I think I'm ready to take this to the next level. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my little sliver of the internet. If this is your first time here, I want to let you know that this channel is all about creating a community of creative female entrepreneurs who are helping one another create more income and more impact. So if that sounds like a community you want to be a part of, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on the bell for notifications so you know every single time that we post a video here. So over the next couple videos, I'm going to be here in my home studio, not out and about like I normally am, because I really want to talk to you about what it takes to transition from a freelancer to a full-time business owner. So this is going to be a 4, maybe 5-part series. I haven't worked it out completely, but I do have some things that I want to make sure that I cover over this series of videos, and I figured it would be better to break them up so we can really talk in depth as opposed to trying to cram everything into just one video. So if you like this video as we're going through, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and leave some comments below because I'd love to hear your thoughts. So as I said, this video, we're gonna be talking about what is required to take your relationship with your business to the next level. This video in particular, we are going to talk about mindset. Before you can transition from freelancer and side hustler to full-time business owner, there has to be a mental shift that takes place. And you're probably like, well, what do you mean? I made the decision, I'm thinking about it, I think I'm ready, I wanna take this more seriously. That is definitely the first step. Obviously, the first step that you have to take is even just to think about it, to consider it as an option to go from doing this on the side to making it a full-time business. But there are some other things that you should consider. The first thing that you should consider is, do you have the commitment to take it seriously? I have worked with several entrepreneurs in varying stages of their business. Some are very, very serious and they're working on growth and what can I do to generate more revenue and building out a team. And then I've worked with people who think they want to do entrepreneurship, but they're not 100% sure. There is a huge difference in the execution, in the consistency, than somebody who is unsure. You need to make sure that you have a commitment to take this seriously. If in any way, shape, or form you question whether or not you're going to be committed to putting in the work to make sure that your business is actually growing and scaling and you're able to do new things and offer new things. If you are hesitant even for a second, I would tell you not necessarily not to do it, but take some time to reflect. The reason why I think it's so important to pause and ask yourself these questions is because it is going to require a lot from you. And if you feel like you're not in the space, mental space, spiritual space, emotional space, financial space, to really move forward and making this side hustle a full-blown operation, then you might want to say, well, when is the right time for me to revisit this? If you have passed the first gatekeeper, which is making sure that you are committed to taking this seriously, the next thing that you need to do is set some goals. You say in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, and you're like, yes, I'm all in, I'm committed to this, I'm moving forward. Well, what does moving forward look like? What are the things that you need to accomplish in order to be on this path of actually creating a sustainable business that you can now do what you want to do? So that is number 2. You need to set some goals. You've got to figure out what are those goals and what are the benchmarks that you want to hit that will tell you, okay, I'm moving from this being a hobby to this being something full-time. Identify those goals, set a date. We're not just making goals just because they sound good. We're going to actually use goals to dictate how we move forward. Set a goal, set a date, take action. That is the mindset shift number 2 that we need to make. So number 3, you've got to be mentally prepared to understand that you pursuing your creative business as a full-time business as opposed to a hobby or a side hustle or something for just a little extra income, you've got to make the commitment and be so locked into the fact that this is going to require you to make different decisions. When you're doing something on the side just for a little extra income, you can kind of be lax. You can say, well, I'm not gonna work on it today, or I'll pick it up and put it down whenever I feel like it, and it is what it is. But when you are saying this is something that I'm committed to for the long haul, you've got to understand and be committed to the mental work that is going to be required in order for you to reach your dreams and goals. There are going to be sacrifices that are required. Are you ready for that? There are going to be things that you can no longer do, places that you can no longer go, things that you can no longer participate in because you're trying to build a business. Now, I don't want this to sound all humdrum and like, man, I want to have my own business because I want to have freedom, and you're telling me that I got to cut things out, and how does that align? When you have parameters, there is freedom in parameters. There is freedom in boundaries. There's freedom in structure. And I'm telling you that it is going to be so critical for you to just cut out the things that are not moving you forward towards your goal. I'm not saying that you can't hang out with friends anymore. I'm not saying that now, because you decided you're going to be a business owner, you have no fun, you have no life. But what I am saying is that there are going to have to be some sacrifices. The last thing that I want to say is, I know that point 3 was a little bit harder to take in because it is going to require some sacrifice, but I just want to be honest with you. I don't want you to feel like I'm setting you up for failure. I find that a lot of times people are not honest online. They glamorize the highs, but they hide the lows. And I want you to know that this is going to be a beautiful journey. It's going to be amazing. You're going to learn so much about yourself and the people that you serve and how to present yourself in the marketplace. And those skills are invaluable. But I also want you to be ready for the fact that there are going to be challenges. There are going to be points when you're like, man, like it was so easier when I just had a full-time job and I was doing this on the side. But if you want to, and I'm stealing this from Dave Ramsey. He says you have to live like no one else so you can live and give like no one else. And I believe that. I believe that that is the same principle when it comes to entrepreneurship. Sometimes you are going to have to, this mic isn't plugged in, to make different decisions in order for your business to be successful. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it ended kind of funny. As you saw, the microphone was not plugged in, so that kind of threw me off. And then I re-recorded my ending and that file got corrupted. But I wanted to come back and properly resolve this video and say, mindset is so important. And so if you found this video valuable, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you and find out what are you doing to make sure that your mindset is on point so that you can transition from freelancer to full-time business owner. And if you like what you see, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted every single time I upload a video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and until next time.